What if the biggest secret to building a successful tech company was to have no secrets at all? Imagine spending months, even years, crafting a revolutionary AI mobile app. You've poured your life savings into it, hired a brilliant team, and developed an algorithm that could change everything. The conventional wisdom is to lock this idea away in a vault. You guard it, you hide it, you wait for the perfect moment for a grand, polished reveal. But a new wave of builders is doing the exact opposite. They are throwing open the doors while the house is still under construction. They are showing you the messy blueprints, the failed experiments, the sleepless nights, and the first few dollars of revenue, all in real time. They are building in public, and it might just be the most powerful and most terrifying way to launch an app in the 21st century. This isn't just about writing a blog post every now and then, it's a radical philosophy of complete transparency. But why are so many entrepreneurs choosing this high-stakes path? What's the real driving force behind this build-in-public movement?
At its heart, the Build-in-Public movement, or BIP, is a direct response to a massive shift in what we, as consumers, value. For decades, businesses operated like black boxes. We saw the polished final product on the shelf or in the App Store, but the journey to get there was a complete mystery. Companies cultivated an aura of perfection and infallibility. But the internet, and particularly social media, changed the game. Suddenly, we had a direct line to the creators, the founders, and the teams behind the products. We started craving authenticity. We grew tired of the glossy corporate mask and became deeply skeptical of brands that felt distant and impersonal. People don't just buy a product anymore. They buy into a story, a mission, and the people behind it. Building in public taps directly into this fundamental human desire for connection. When a founder shares a screenshot of their first sale or a bug they've been wrestling with for days, it humanizes the entire endeavor. It builds a level of trust that a multi-million-dollar advertising campaign simply can't buy. It's the difference between a press release and a real conversation. This transparency also doubles as a genius marketing strategy. Instead of saving all your firepower for a single high-pressure launch day, the entire development process becomes your marketing campaign. Every small win, every setback, every feature update is a new piece of content. It's a slow-burn hype machine that gathers momentum over months. You're not just building an app, you're building an audience and a community of true fans who are emotionally invested in your success because they've been there with you from the beginning. They become your first users, your most vocal cheerleaders, and your most honest critics. But applying this transparent philosophy to something as complex and competitive as an AI mobile app brings a whole new set of challenges to the table. It's one thing to share your revenue for a simple software tool, but what happens when your core asset is a complex algorithm and a mountain of sensitive data?
Building an AI app in public is like walking a tightrope. On one side, you have the promise of building unparalleled trust with your users. On the other, the risk of giving away your most valuable secrets. First, let's talk about data. AI is famously hungry for data. It's the fuel that powers the entire machine. If your app uses customer data to learn and improve, you can't just be quiet about it. Building in public forces you to be radically transparent about your data practices. What information are you collecting? How are you using it to train your models? How are you keeping it secure? In a world where data breaches and privacy scandals are common, being proactively honest about your data policies can transform a potential liability into your greatest strength. Users are more likely to trust an app that treats them like an intelligent partner rather than just a data source. Then there's the algorithm itself, the so-called black box. Many AI models are so complex that even their creators don't fully understand the reasoning behind every single decision they make. This can be unsettling for users. While you almost certainly can't share your proprietary code line for line, you can be transparent about the principles behind your AI. You can explain the type of model you're using, the kind of data it was trained on, and crucially, the measures you're taking to combat bias. This level of openness demystifies the AI and helps users understand the technology they're integrating into their lives. Of course, this leads to the biggest fear for any founder building in public: intellectual property. What's stopping a bigger, better-funded competitor from watching your journey and just stealing your idea? It's a valid concern. The key is to walk a fine line. You need to share your progress, your learnings, and your why without giving away the specific how that makes your app unique. Think of it like a chef sharing their recipe's ingredient list, but keeping the exact measurements and secret techniques to themselves. Successfully navigating this tightrope isn't just about making smart individual decisions. It requires a deep cultural shift within the entire team that's building the app. So how do you actually prepare your team for this level of public scrutiny?
You can't build in public alone. If the founder is tweeting about transparency while the development team is secretive and the marketing department is making promises the product can't keep, the entire strategy will crumble. It has to be a collective effort, woven into the very fabric of your company culture. It all starts with defining your why. Before you write a single public word, the entire team needs to sit down and agree on the goals. Are you building in public to get user feedback, to attract top talent, to build a brand? Your goals will determine what you share and how you share it. Once you have your goals, you need to establish a unified voice. It doesn't mean every tweet or blog post sounds identical, but they should all feel like they're coming from the same company with the same core values. The most critical step is fostering a culture of internal transparency first. If your own team members are kept in the dark about progress, challenges, and company metrics, how can you genuinely be transparent with the outside world? Encourage open communication channels, share key metrics internally, and celebrate both wins and failures as a team. When your team is accustomed to this level of openness with each other, extending it to the public feels like a natural next step, not a scary performance. Finally, don't put the entire burden on one person's shoulders. The CEO shouldn't be the only one allowed to speak publicly. Empower different members of the team to share their unique perspectives. Let your lead engineer write a deep dive into a technical challenge they overcame. Let your UX designer share mock-ups and ask the community for feedback. This not only lightens the load, but also showcases the incredible talent and passion of your whole team, making your company far more relatable and impressive. Now, having a prepared team is one thing, but they need the right equipment for the journey. So what are the essential tools you need in your belt to effectively build in public?
Building in public is all about communication. And thankfully, there's a whole ecosystem of tools designed to help you share your story. The trick is to choose the platforms where your target audience actually spends their time. The undisputed king of the BIP movement is Twitter. Its short-form, conversational nature is perfect for real-time updates, sharing quick wins, posting screenshots of your work in progress, and engaging directly with your followers. It's the digital equivalent of a public journal. For more in-depth storytelling, you'll want a long-form platform. A company blog or platform like Medium is perfect for this. Here, you can post detailed monthly progress reports, reflect on the lessons you've learned, and dive deep into the technical specifics of your AI development. But building in public is also about community, not just broadcasting. This is where forums like Indie Hackers or specific subreddits come in. These are dedicated spaces where you can connect with other founders, developers, and early adopters. You can share your milestones, ask for advice, and get brutally honest feedback from people who understand the grind. It's like having a global network of mentors and peers. For a truly next-level approach to transparency, some teams are even making their project management tools public. Using a tool like Notion or Trello, you can share a version of your product roadmap with your users. They can see what features you're working on, what's coming up next, and even vote on which features they'd like to see prioritized. This makes your users feel like they are co-creating the product with you. And for a more visual and engaging touch, screen recording tools can be used to create mesmerizing time-lapse videos of your coding or design process, offering a literal window into your work. With all these amazing tools and the potential upside, it's easy to think building in public is a flawless strategy. But this path is littered with potential traps that can derail even the most promising projects. Building in public is not all sunshine and supportive retweets. By stepping into the spotlight, you are also stepping into a much larger arena of scrutiny and risk. One of the first things you'll notice is the pressure. The constant expectation to show progress can be immense. A slow week or a creative block doesn't just feel like a personal setback, it feels like a public failure. This relentless pressure can be a significant source of stress and can easily lead to burnout if not managed carefully. And with that public attention comes public criticism. While constructive feedback is a gift, not all feedback is constructive. You will inevitably encounter trolls, naysayers, and armchair experts who are quick to point out your flaws. Developing a thick skin is not optional. It's a requirement for survival. Then there's the ever-present fear of copycats. When you share your ideas, your metrics, and your progress so openly, you are essentially providing a free market research report for any potential competitors.
Someone with more resources or a bigger team could theoretically watch your every move and race to build a similar product faster. While the common wisdom is that ideas are cheap and execution is everything, the anxiety of seeing your hard-earned insights used against you is very real. Finally, one of the most underestimated downsides is the sheer time commitment. Effectively building in public is a job in itself. Crafting thoughtful updates, recording videos, engaging with comments, and writing blog posts all take significant time and energy away from the core task at hand, actually building the app. It's a constant balancing act between building the product and building the narrative around the product. So, knowing these potential downsides, how can you navigate this landscape successfully and reap the rewards without falling into the traps?
In the end, building an AI mobile app in public is a delicate art. It's not about recklessly sharing every line of code or every secret. It's about being intentional. It's the art of the open book, where you choose which chapters to read aloud to the world. The core principle that separates success from failure in this endeavor is authenticity. Your audience isn't looking for perfection. They are looking for a real story. They want to see the struggle, the problem solving, and the humanity behind the code. Sharing your why, your core mission, and the problem you are passionately trying to solve will always be more compelling than just sharing your what. It requires a commitment to consistency, a willingness to be vulnerable, and a genuine desire to build a community, not just a customer base. It means treating your early users as partners, listening to their feedback, and making them feel like a part of the journey. For an AI application, this approach, grounded in transparency and trust, isn't just a marketing tactic. It's a foundational pillar for building a product that people will love, believe in, and champion as their own. The path is challenging and the risks are real. But for those who are brave enough to build in the open, it offers a chance to create not just a successful app, but a lasting legacy. If you found this video interesting, consider subscribing for more deep dives into the technology that's building modern applications. Thanks for watching.